What if I told you Trump's latest tirade isn't about politics, walls, or even China? It's about Indians. Yep, the same folks running Google and Microsoft. And believe me, when Trump starts warning tech giants to stop hiring Indians, it's not confidence talking. It's fear. The fear of brains he can't build a wall against. Buckle up, because we're about to crack open why Trump is shaking at the thought of Indian engineers ruling the future of AI. See, this isn't your usual campaign soundbite. It's bigger. At a recent AI summit, Trump straight up told Google, Microsoft, and Apple to stop hiring Indian workers, declaring, "Those days are over. Forget border walls. This is a brain wall he's worried about." And he didn't stop there. He rolled out 3 executive orders under his so-called winning the race strategy. What's that mean? 1. Pumping billions into America's AI infrastructure. 2. Demanding ideological neutrality in government-funded AI projects, whatever that means. And 3. Pushing domestic AI exports so the US doesn't depend on foreign talent. In plain Trump style, it's America first. But this time, aimed squarely at the Indian tech brainpower dominating Silicon Valley. But before we dive in, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment, "I subscribe." And I'll personally welcome you into the family. With that said, let's get started. Number 1. The real fear. Indian tech power. He's not just scared. He's terrified of Indian brains outpacing him. And honestly, the numbers don't lie. In 2024, nearly 74% of new H-1B visa approvals went to Indians. That's not just a statistic. It's a tidal wave of talent flooding America's most advanced industries. We're talking engineers, coders, and AI specialists who are building the very systems that will define the next century. And if you're Trump, watching the world's most valuable companies quietly run on Indian horsepower, that's not a small concern. It's a nightmare. But here's the kicker. The Indian diaspora in tech isn't just filling cubicles. They're filling corner offices. Sundar Pichai at Google. Satya Nadella at Microsoft. These aren't just employees climbing the corporate ladder. They're the ones holding the ladder in place for everyone else. To Trump, that's not just business. It's symbolic power. Imagine the optics. American tech giants being led by Indian CEOs, while the US president tries to convince voters he's restoring American greatness. It makes his America First mantra look like it's running on imported brilliance. And that contradiction, that's what really raffles him. Number 2. What's at stake? Real-world fallout. So what happens if Trump actually pushes this brain wall strategy? The ripple effects are brutal. Indian firms that send workers to the US, they're suddenly playing a much tougher game. Students on OPT visas, who came to America for the promise of a future in tech, are left hanging, wondering if the dream they signed up for is about to get deported. And let's not forget the H-1B hopefuls who've spent years grinding to land those visas. Overnight, they're staring at higher scrutiny, fewer approvals, and a shrinking pipeline of opportunities. And it doesn't stop there. The global air race is fueled by free-flowing talent. If you choke that flow, you don't just slow down Indian engineers, you slow down innovation itself. Breakthroughs in AI, quantum computing, and data science could take a backseat because politics decided to play gatekeeper. What should have been a brain game for everyone risks becoming a brain curb, where the smartest minds aren't building the future. They're stuck waiting for visas. Number 3. Flashback. Trump's history with Indians. And here's the funny part. This isn't even new. This isn't a new chapter. It's a new page in a long, weird book Trump's been writing for decades. Back in the 1990s, his casino ads went after Native American tribes, smearing Mohawk communities and questioning their legitimacy. He even suggested that their casinos were basically fronts for organized crime. Yep, you heard that right. He's been side-eyeing Indian influence since before Silicon Valley was cool. Why does that matter now? Because it shows a pattern. Whether it was Native American casinos back then or Indian CEOs now, the playbook is the same. Undermine their authority, question their influence, and cast them as a threat to American dominance. The only thing that's changed is the battlefield. It's not blackjack tables anymore. It's algorithms, cloud computing, and AI. The stage is digital, the stakes are global, but the fear, it's the same old story. Number 4. No formal ban, but the whisper is looming. Now, let's get one thing straight. Trump hasn't signed some cartoonish, no Indians allowed law. There's no flashing neon sign outside Google HQ saying, CEOs must be born in Kansas. But here's the kicker. His words alone are powerful enough to send a chill down every boardroom in Silicon Valley. When a US president points the finger and says, stop hiring Indians, even without a law, companies listen. If only out of fear of losing government contracts or being labeled un-American. Remember, these tech giants don't live on ad revenue alone. They rely heavily on federal dollars for AI research, defense partnerships, and cloud infrastructure deals. So if Trump frames foreign hires as unpatriotic, those jobs don't need to be formally banned. They'll just quietly disappear. Companies will play it safe, reduce visa sponsorships, and shrink international recruitment. And just like that, an unspoken policy becomes reality, not through law, but through intimidation. Number 5. Why it matters to everyone. And here's where the story stops being about politics and starts being about progress. Innovation isn't built on borders, it's built on brains. And Indian talent has been driving some of the biggest breakthroughs in AI, machine learning, and cloud computing. From coding algorithms that power your smartphone to designing the future of autonomous cars, they're not just part of the system, they're leading it. So when Trump takes aim at Indian workers, he's not just targeting visas, he's putting a chokehold on innovation itself. And let's be real. Stalling the free flow of talent isn't patriotic, it's self-sabotage. The global race for AI dominance doesn't wait for one country's politics to settle. Whatever your politics, one thing's undeniable. Under the hood, Trump's warning isn't echoing fears about citizenship. It's echoing fear about brilliance. And brilliance doesn't carry a passport. At the end of the day, Trump's fiery words aren't just about policy. They are about power, influence, and the uncomfortable reality that the future of tech isn't tied to borders, but to brilliance. Whether you see his warning as protectionism or plain old fear, one thing's clear. The global tech race won't slow down just because a politician says so. The question isn't whether Indian talent will shape the future. It's how the world chooses to embrace or resist it. With that said, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. And until next time.